The planet Earth is unstable to live. We human beings behaved without sanity and always kept fighting and killing fellow beings in wars. We have often fighting wars to give continuity of the ruler or make his state strong. The worst war fought on earth were the First and Second World Wars. War was and is not a desirable act, but this undesired act was performed almost continuously in the past and present. Greece is a place which was a great empire, but there were less wars because they were more intellectual active. Greece is a place which was a great empire, but there were less wars and more intellectual activities. And if there were wars, they were to defend against aggression, particularly by Persians. We come to two different sea around Greece and Italy. That one is Aegean Sea and the other is Ionian Sea. Around the Aegean Sea, you come across Greek mythology, and on the shores of Ionian Sea, Italy and around it, you will come across Roman mythology. Athens stands on the coast of Aegean Sea, which was named after the goddess of war. The goddess of war was Athena. Therefore, two different seas having two different mythologies, thereby two different leading gods. The god of Romans was Jupiter. The god of Roman was Jupiter, and the god of Greece was Zeus. The story of both is approximately the same, but with different characters. Battle of Megiddo, Lagash, and Umma, Carthage and Sparta, Persian and Peloponnesians are a few examples of insanity of the past. King Philip dreamed to rule the world, but was killed by his guards, and his son Alexander went out to fight and conquer the world. He defeated big armies and conquered vast land and killed millions, but cannot defeat death and died in Persia. In the beginning, the universe was in control of the Titans. In Greek mythology, Hera was a queen from the Titans family and was goddess of marriage. Zeus defeated the Titans with the help of Hera and married her, and she became pregnant. Zeus was not knowing that Hera was pregnant, and he turned Hera into a butterfly so that he can take on the next Titan princess for his ulterior motives. And then he eat up the butterfly. As Hera was pregnant, Zeus started feeling headache. After a few days, he asked his son to cut the temple of his head, and then he made his. One day, Europa was playing in her garden when she saw a white bull who offered that he can take her to the Mediterranean Sea. if she sits on his back. He got a ride on it, and the bull pulled her down to the sea and went into the Mediterranean and traveled to Crete. The bull was Zeus's who tricked Europa. The name Europe has been taken from the Europa. Europa in Homer epic stories. The name Europe has been taken from Europa. In Homer epic stories of Iliad and Odysseus, which is a Greek myth, and in Roman, Jupiter has nearly the same story in Roman mythology, but the name of gods and goddesses are different. We developed arms for safety, but arms killed us and also made us human being more poorer by draining economic resources, and we human beings are more unsafe. We are spending billions of dollars on buying arms with money that can have been spent on the social uplift of people. We humans are superb creatures and the most intelligent being, but we acted most naive and unwise. We made heaps of skulls of dead soldiers. We made soldiers lie down on each other at Abu Ghraib prison, and we killed our fellow beings without reason and shed blood to the amount that stream of blood started flowing in the Euphrates River. People are killing each other, firing bullets at one another, and slaughtering humans. In the near past, we have seen the era of bloodthirsty lashes soaked in human blood and crying ladies under lashes, drones killing, and human blood splattering. We must remain peaceful and live jointly. Greeks avoided wars, and Romans, particularly Alexander, fought most gruesome wars of that time and went to the limit of known world. Greeks avoided wars, and Roman, particularly Alexander, fought most gruesome wars of that time and went to the limits of known world. Again, there are two more words we have to understand. First is Acropolis, and the second is Parthenon. In fact, the Acropolis is a mountain on which we are standing, and Parthenon is a building or a palace of Athena on the Acropolis mountain. In front of Acropolis mountain, there was another mountain that was called Mount Olympus, and which was bigger than all around Acropolis, and which was a bigger mountain than all around Acropolis. So, deceiving and warring, deceiving people and fighting wars are the most common traits of human being, and it is where we lack. We should help each other rather deceiving, and we should live with peace rather fighting wars. The other thing is education, which teaches you to get to the truth. Homer and Socrates, who was a teacher, were teaching the truth. The major books of Socrates are Dialogue of Plato, Democritus, or Democracy, and Crito, and another book is Allegory of Cave. Socrates was a philosopher of the city of Athens. His student Plato wrote down his ideas and discussion, of which the Republic is one. While its conclusion may have drawn from 2,500 years of hindsight, searching for answers which are thought to be the foundation of Western way of thinking, adopted by many. He says in Republic that how we will choose which is to be the ruler and which are to be ruled. He questions that is glorious myths and replies, the citizen are brothers all, but God fashioned gold to some, silver to others, iron and bronze to the rest. The ruler have gold, the auxiliaries silver, farmers and artisans have iron and bronze. This is this is as nature has ordered. It tells that men of iron or bronze guard the state. The beauty of Parthenon is that each pillar is on an equal distance and uniform in size, and each one of them is slightly tilted. It is made on golden ratio and stand here for centuries, despite all the after. ओहो मुंह में नहीं डालते जूता मुंह में डाला हुआ है वो देखो तुम्हारे भाई ने वो जूता नीचे उतारो It is made on golden ratio and stands here for centuries, despite all the efforts to raise them down from warriors of other cities. And its originality has been kept. Socrates says this universe is an image of an image, and he talks about the allegory of the cave. He wanted to say that we are running after an image, and one who tells you the reality, you don't believe it, and kept running after the image. What Greeks have given to the world are democracy, theater, oratory, change in thoughts from the past, and the greatest philosopher, Socrates. Greeks made a judicial system in which they selected judges from among the people who punished Socrates to death. Greeks, Greeks have given us epics of the Iliad and Odysseus. One of his students of Socrates was Crito, and I am talking about the dialogues of Plato, particularly the Crito. Crito bribed the guard and brought a horse to facilitate Socrates to avoid death sentence and leave the prison on his horseback. But Socrates refused to go. He did not wanted to be remembered in history as an absconder. There stands another palace with the palace of Hera, but it has only an old base. It is said that it was an old palace of Athena. Greeks gave us literature, drama, art, and many more. Streets of Athens gave the same old look, narrow streets and people selling things made from olive and olive branches. It is so beautiful to meet them, but the biggest barrier is language, and they speak in their own language. I saw an area where Pakistani community of Bengali and Indian friends lives. There you will find Asian cuisines like trotters, I mean pie and gajar ka halwa. The marathon race was inspired by Greek legend. It is said the term marathon was coined after Philippides, a messenger for the Greek army who had run 40 kilometers without stopping and enters the city and announced that we have won, fell down and died. The marathon was one of the original event in the first modern Olympics games held in Athens in 1896. In the Battle of Marathon, Athenian army defeated the invading Persian despite being heavily outnumbered. Philippides saw a Persian ship changing its course towards Athens as the Greek army was close to victory. He thought the crew of the ship is going to Athens to lower down the morale. So he ran so that the morale of Athenian may not go down due to wrong information from the ship's crew. I love Socrates and Athens and Park Takatak restaurant where I took my meals. Thank you.